What's going on, gang? We're going to take a walk around the pond here. Here's Miss Belle. What you doing, baby girl? What you doing, baby girl? Hello, honey. Hello, hello, hello. What you doing? Come here. Come here. I'm not going in. Come here. I'll show you guys something. I talked about before, my neighbors, Jeff and Robin, they're beekeepers, and every once in a while when a hive gets overgrown, the bees will swarm. So just, I don't know, about a half hour ago, my shop wound up being ground zero for, I don't know, probably 1,000 or so honeybees. No problem, no stings. They were just looking for their queen, and the queen made its way over to my lilac bush. Isn't that cool? And they're not going to bother me now, and I'm only, well, I mean, I can just reach out, and I'm just right next to them. They call this a swarm, but you know, in swarm terms, they're not going to hurt you unless you agitate and aggravate them really bad. Trying to keep Belle crapping out of the picture here. But this is a bee swarm. So Stony Ridge farmer, he's done some videos in the past where bee swarms, where his bees have swarmed, and he's gone and picked them up. So Robin and Jeff and their resident beekeeper expert will be coming out to pick these up. And fortunately for them, they do have a quote-unquote dead hive, and that's the blue hive over there. The blue hive doesn't have any bees in it. So, and we still have apparently another queen in the green hive. So somehow wound up with two queens. One took off and came over here and decided to join the lilac bush. But we were getting ready to work on the Husqvarna zero-turn mower deck, get it welded up and all that. What you doing, little girl? What you doing, little girl? You wagging the tail. Hey, come here. Hello. What you doing? Oh, what that little girl doing? Oh, what that little girl doing? Climbing all up in my lap, getting all up in my business. Yes. Oh, Gina. Well, thanks for licking the camera. But anyway, we're going to get back out to the shop and get busy again on the Husqvarna deck and get that all welded up and patched up for Eric. So we'll see you guys there. What's happening, guys? We've got this Husqvarna RZ46i. It's interesting. Doesn't have a key. You just put in a code in order to run the thing. Technology. This is a 2013 model. Be November 5th of 2013. What's beeping? Oh, I forgot to turn my meter off. Thanks for the reminder. We've got to take this deck off and do just a little bit of welding. Rip through the deck. Hit something pretty hard. It's fairly heavy gauge steel, but I'm guessing that the steel is Chinesium-ish. So we're going to drop the deck off and we'll get it in a position where we can get a better look at the damage and see what it's going to take to finish it. So getting the deck off, you've got two clips up front which releases the bail. You have two clips here, hair cotter pin, and 2 here, 1 here and 1 on the other side. And then just either remove the belt from here or remove the belt off of the rear PTO. We'll see which way is the lesser of 2 evils when we get down to it. So hang on, I'll be right back. Well, now we can get a better look at things. There's our hole, our big gaping hole, and it ripped and flared this a little bit. We're going to try to puzzle piece that back together and do a decent weld on the top, and then I'll see what I can do about either just welding underneath here, under here, or making a plate, welding underneath there and then welding that plate around it. I'm undecided as of yet, so right now we're just working on a game plan. But here's the piece that broke off right there, so pretty obvious which way it goes. Just match up what the puzzle piece looks like, and you can see it's kind of torn and ripped on this as well. So this would go right there just like that, but you can see if I insert this top section to where it's correct, it's lifted here, and it's going to be hard to do. Hang on. And it's also lifted up front there and lifted in the back. So we've got some manipulating to do to the metal both here and here. I'll save you guys the agony of listening to a hammer bang. I'm going to try to get things to fit as close to perfect as I can. Then we'll go in and bevel the metal so we can get a little bit deeper penetration. And although I've used it one time before and it did just fine, I think this will be the first time on video. We're going to see how the Titanium Easy Flex 125 from Harbor Freight's going to do. Picked it up on sale. I don't remember what I paid for it, but figured it was time for an upgrade because I'd had my old, was it Central Pneumatic? No, is that what it, or Central Machinery? I had my old wire feed for quite some time. So, but let me get that all beaten back into submission. Get this beaten back into submission to where everything fits together nicely. Then we'll dress the edges and get ready to weld it in. So hang on for that. What's happening, gang? I did something silly the other day, and it was a case of I really don't care if it blows or not. I'm going to use it till it does. I hopped on Winnie the Pooh line with the blown head gasket to mow over branches. I was fine with dinging that up. And it got that whole area done, so I went inside the fence where Miss Bell resides, and I'm mowing along. It's still doing just fine. All of a sudden, boom, a big chunk of the gasket popped out and lost power, so that was the end of that. The next day after I did that, my neighbor Dave goes, "Hey, I got a 22 horse Briggs twin. Do you need it for anything?" It's 2 years newer, but it's the exact engine, codes and everything, as what, because I remember all the 7s, model 407 7777, or one less 7 than that. But anyway, this engine's got about 600 hours on it, and it's just going to go in Winnie the Pooh lawn. And I'm taking the cheat way out, I guess you could say. But starts and runs great, does everything it's supposed to do. He sent me a quick video of it running. Let's see if I can pull that up on my phone here. Maybe. Yeah, here we go. Okay, there it is, still in the John Deere. So good runner. Just going to do a little bit of cleanup on it, and the plastics are the same. Just going to swap plastics over, and just stuff it in Winnie the Pooh on. Then Winnie the Pooh on will be good to go, except for me needing to put 2 back tires on it. So thought that was pretty cool. And Dave and I, we usually just do a bunch of bartering and stuff like that. So that's what we wound up doing for me to get this engine. So I thought that was kind of cool. Sometimes things, wrench gets thrown into the works and your work plan and all that, but I'll take that wrench. I'll take that wrench. I'm fine with that. Update, we are getting ready to take care of this deck. I've got this hanger rod going through the hole. As I said on the first part of the video, I've got some hammering and cleaning and grinding to do, but as far as other things that are going on, I had a gentleman needing a Kohler crankshaft for a specific Kohler, and although I do have the crankshaft, I'm not going to separate it from the exact same engine that he is needing. This is a K321AQS that starts, runs, does everything it's supposed to do. So I've got a little piece of paper here. It has the special oil pan, so it doesn't have a flat oil pan. It's the quiet model, electric start, 14 horsepower, 1 1/8 inch crank, and it has 120 psi compression. And it's, I think the one thing that he said that his had that needed to be was the length of the crankshaft. So give me a minute to scoot things around so I can get under here and see if it's the right length of crankshaft for him. Well, I just measured it, and it's a 3.5 inch long crankshaft. So this is the exact engine he's needing. I don't remember his name. He did email me, I believe. So if you're watching this, please email me again. I will not part that engine out. It is a very good engine. It's ready to go. So if it's something you're interested in, give me a holler, and we'll see what we can work out as far as that goes. Now there's nothing else going on except for me getting on this deck. So you guys saw the beehive, or the swarm rather, so that was kind of cool. Jeff and Robin are going to be coming over soon to take care of that. Yeah, things are just busy around here. Always something going on. Hope you guys enjoyed the last 2 videos of tearing down the 8-horse vertical shaft and then resurrecting another 8-horse using parts from the bad 8-horse. And that little snippet that I put in there about the connecting rod not having an oil dipper. There was no signs of an oil dipper anywhere, and that dawned on me after the fact that it was missing the oil dipper. So it's no wonder the crank bearing journal gave up the ghost. So we're going to close it out. Kind of a short one. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me out here in the shop, doing a little bit of nothing at this moment, but there's always going to be more. We'll talk to you guys on the next one. Later. I'm out of here. Alright, we've got it to where it's fitted. We've got all the surface areas cleaned up to where we can weld on the outside, and then we'll flip it over, clean everything up underneath, weld it from the underside, and hopefully it won't rip again. This is pretty heavy gauge steel, but something got hit. But yeah, time to break out the welder. Alright, I'm not going to take chances by welding and letting the flash weld potentially harm my camera, so I'll turn the camera back on once we get a couple of tack welds on this thing. Alright, we got a tack here, and a tack over here. And no, I didn't blow through, there was just a gap there. And so now that I've got to this point, I'm going to flip it over. I'm just going to clean the area really well. I'm going to do more tack welds there. I don't want to warp the steel too much or do any of that. So I'm going to just skip around until I've got everything welded in solid. So when I'm done with that, I'll bring you guys back and show you my ugly welds. Alright, we got her all welded in from the bottom. We got her all welded in from the top. Give me a second, I'll flip it over and show that to you. And here we've got it all welded. I know they're not pretty welds. I said they wouldn't be. Got it welded all the way around, top and bottom. So, another job done. And I do have some paint out. As soon as this cools down enough, I'll shoot it with a little bit of paint just to keep the rust at bay, at least for a day or two. And then this can go back to Eric. And hopefully he won't break it off again. That's the hopes. So, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate y'all. We're moving right along. In the interim, while I had just started working on cleaning up the area to weld, had another mower stop by. 16 LTH, and I was told, look it over. If it's rougher than a cob, use it for parts. If it's salvageable, salvage it. So we'll see what happens there. Be a Broadmoor size roughly, but this one does have a 16 horse Vanguard twin. Said it went down on power, so it's either the diode that went bad, which I have one. It's either the diode that went bad, or it just needs some valve adjusting, or it's possible it slipped a valve. The Vanguards have been known to do that. So that's it. This right here is your friendly neighborhood Zippo. I've got a lot of videos to edit. So I have been shooting, just haven't had time to get the videos edited and uploaded. But there's one sitting on the computer that should be ready to upload when I get in the house. So that's it. I'm gonna give Eric a shout, let him know his zero turn is ready to go. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.